Hi guys, welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot. One of the big things that is happening this week astrologically is that Saturn is going retrograde. It is in Aquarius now, where it will start its retrograde process. And it will continue to retrograde all the way until September. Will be in this energy. It will leave Aquarius and dip back into Capricorn, and hitting on the spot where we had the Saturn-Pluto conjunction before making its way back to, where it is today. So I wanted to try to capture some of the energy that you can work through during the Saturn retrograde period. Now, again, retrograde periods are when planets feel a little bit more intense. You feel their energies more in our lives. Now, I'm sure everybody is familiar with the idea of retrograde Mercury, right? It's kind of been a little catchphrase. But the reason why we all know about that is because Mercury becomes a little more intense. It becomes a little more active, and it doesn't always cooperate. So it can bring up miscommunications, issues with cars, electronics, our plans. It could throw things out of whack, and the bigger planets do this as well. Now, Saturn is always a representation of our karma. And it's a representation of our foundations, of who we are, of how hard we work, our level of dedication and loyalty to things. So it's a pretty profound time, especially with the other energies involved. In the next couple of months, we have Pluto, then Saturn, then Venus and Jupiter together all going retrograde, and that's a lot of personal and larger planets, meaning these energies will play out in your personal life as well as on the collective, and those energies can play off of each other. If things are happening in our collective, of course, are affecting us at a personal level. But at the same time, there's no doubt that our personal relationships are being restructured as well with Venus retrograde. If you didn't get a chance, I'll try to put a link in the description box below. I also did a pick a card on Venus retrograde to kind of go over the energy that might bring into your lives. So if you're interested, if this resonates and you want to take it a step farther, I'll provide that link below. Getting into this energy, I chose 3 piles today. There's a lot of cards here, and I'm even going to clarify some. So these may be a little bit longer of readings. And I chose to represent each pile by a certain chakra color. Pile number 1 is representing the root and sacral chakras, our foundations in our lives. The second pile number 2, is a blue stone representing our throat chakra, our communication, as well as picking up colors representing the crown chakra. So this talks to me more about information and the way that we use our mind. And the third pile, green chakra, represents your heart chakra. Love, relationships, and healing all coming in the energy of the third pile. Now, if you don't know how pick-a-cards work, take a second, look at the picture on the thumbnail of the video if you want to kind of hone in. You could ask a question. It may be answered within the reading. You are certainly welcome to stick around for all 3 readings, as information may apply to you in all of them, in all areas of your life. And these readings are also timeless. So if you find this reading a little bit later, believe me, the energies are still relevant. I specifically asked for the time period of the Saturn retrograde, which is between today and September. So this energy is long running. It's not like you're going to see this play out in the next week or so. We've got a couple of months for it to work its magic. So don't expect, this to happen this week or tomorrow. This is a little bit longer energy playing out. Okay, so take a second, take a deep breath, meditate on the colors and the cards, and we'll get started. Okay, pile number 1. The first cards I picked for you are astrology cards, which help me to understand the energy that you're in. These are the Black Moon astrology cards. And then we picked some Akashic tarot cards for you. I always try to involve my Akashic cards in times like this where it seems that karma is pretty active right now, meaning we're working out cycles in our lives, leading us down new paths and new destinies. Okay. Okay, pile number 1. Card of Aquarius and the card of Mars. Aquarius, I know, and Mars, force. And I really love the colors that are coming out here. The purples, which talk to me about divine intervention, clarity coming through, maybe from dreams, visions, meditations. I always feel Aquarius is a little bit connected more to the divine, or you may be connected to someone else's energy. Aquarius does represent connections in our lives. It also talks about our vision for the future, and when it comes out next to the Mars card, I'm picking up on an energy of wanting to take action towards a vision you have for your future. This is kind of big picture energy, the greater perspective. Now, what is Saturn talking to you about? Now you're in the energy where there's clarity coming, Aquarius, and you get the 8 of Forces, a lightning bolt. This also talks to me about this Uranus energy, the lightning bolt, sort of like the tower. And then the 7 of Forces, balance. And card number 10, the light of the world. There may be a situation here, a sudden realization, something suddenly happening unexpectedly. This could have been in your recent past, probably already happened. Sometimes the divine comes in at a time where you may be really seeking balance in your life. The energy of Aquarius and the knowing It's like having clarity of what needs to stay in your life and what needs to go. There might be a need for some sort of release, or a balancing from a release. I just really brought Eight of Forces cards surrounded by that blue, which tells me there's communication. And I don't know why I'm picking up words that may have really destroyed a situation. Communication, messages, something being brought to your attention. If there is something that's leaving your life in this period, if something suddenly occurs, I do believe it is a divine helping you to understand what needs to be removed from your life in order to bring you balance. Now, this card also talks about the need to look, and Saturn, of course, a card of business, and Saturn being in the sign of Capricorn during this process, you may need to look a little bit closer, maybe at finances, at business matters. Pay real close attention to contracts if you're signing anything at this time. Something may occur that may be forcing you to pay a little bit more attention at work, or paying more attention to what you want to invest in. And the light of the world suggests that you're gaining wisdom during this time period. You know, the 10 of this particular deck is sort of like the Hermit, the light of the world. And if you look inside this card, and I probably can't show you, it'll focus in enough. There's an old man knocking on the door, and inside there's a younger man who's sort of ignoring the wise person. And there's a cat in the window. Cats always talk to me about intuition. So it feels as though the divine is trying to show you something. And you may be ignoring the signs. Now, if you ignore the universe long enough, if you're not following, or you're ignoring the inner wisdom, that Aquarius, I know, if you know something but you're not taking action, if this is an energy of procrastination, well, lessons are going to be learned from it. But it's okay, because whatever occurs, I think, will bring you to a higher knowledge of yourself, of who you are, of what serves you the best. Your Oracle card. The purpose of spiritual evolution is to remove the blockages that cause you fear. Now, looking at these cards here, as well as the lightning bolt, this may be gaining clarity on your fears, on your doubts, maybe finding out that they were serving no purpose at all, and that may be what is trying to be removed. I feel like there's so much noise with the lightning bolt card and so much peace in the balance card. And here is the divine wisdom coming in and saying, you already know the way. You already know how to go within and turn the noise down in order to make the decisions that you need to make, in order to focus on the things that you need to focus on. There's definitely work to be done, and changes and transformation is absolutely occurring. There may be endings, and with those endings, or in the grace in which you let things go, in the grace in which you honor the universe and you take the higher perspective, you could really make something out of this time period. Two of Wands, you're at a crossroads. You're actually standing in a doorway deciding whether you want to move in it or not. This is an energy of when something is being offered to you, and it's up to you to take it. And the energy you're moving out of is the Hanged Man. There's stagnation right now because the universe is trying to get you to go within. I do believe for most of you, you just simply don't understand what you want yet. And there is yet again another layer of ignoring your intuition. Aquarius card, I know. And yet you're coming out confused. And I feel as though this is an energy of not trusting yourself. The trusting yourself is the blockage. And you really need to go within to understand what's truly meant for you, to understand what Spirit and the Divine are leading you towards. Knight of Swords to the Hanged Man. Knight of Swords, I love this energy because I love the way that he is getting ready to deliver clarity, to deliver perspective. Whatever it is you're waiting on, if you're waiting for somebody else to tell you their plans or to share their vision with you, if you're waiting for communication over how somebody feels or thinks or what their plans are, it's coming in, and it's coming in fast. And the message they're trying to give you, much like the Balance card, is a Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Yeah. I think during this period there's going to be so much movement in which you just absolutely destroy every part of you that is keeping you from the stability that you seek. I'm going to pull a couple cards to clarify, but I really feel like you know what you want. Deep down, you know what you want. And the only reason that you're unsure may be because you're unsure of the feelings of another person. This could be a relationship, not necessarily. I'm also picking up a lot of work vibes as well. If you're waiting to hear back from resumes that you've put out there, communication will come in during this time. And I think any new endeavor that, and I really want to focus in on the new, any new endeavor will be quite stable and financially beneficial for you. If this is love and you're in a period of waiting to see where this is going, I think you're going to hear news before Saturn turns direct again that somebody is looking for a bigger commitment. Knight of Swords next to that Four of Wands, it could be an offer of marriage, an offer to move in together, cohabitating, the idea of having children together. But I just pick up on an energy that right now you're fighting your own intuition. You're arguing with your own ego. The High Priestess can suggest that, let's pull this card right here. Page of Swords, yeah. There may be a lack of communication again. The Page of Swords coming out later as the Knight of Swords. Page of Swords in reverse is just simply lack of communication. When she comes out with the High Priestess, it's withholding information, leaving you kind of in an energy of the unknowing. Let's see if we can get any cards on this Hanged Man. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. You don't know where this is going. And there's feelings of insecurity. You know, and you're not picking up on an energy where you don't feel like you're stable necessarily. I think it's more of an energy of not knowing if you're single or not. Let's pull some cards on this Knight of Swords. I'm just picking up on waiting for some kind of information towards a commitment from somebody else. Could be an earth energy. I'm picking up on a lot of earth energy. If you are looking towards somebody for a deepening relationship, they're most likely coming across as an earth energy, moving towards you very slow, steady, and stable. Yeah, the Ace of Wands in reverse. And the Four of Swords in reverse. There's communication coming towards you about a missed opportunity. And they want to come out of a break with you. This may be somebody coming back from the past. Again, a karmic situation. Venus is retrograde at the same time. So this might have been a situation from the past, or it might be somebody coming back to you that you thought you missed an opportunity. Could be a job. Clarifying the Four of Wands is the Chariot card in reverse. Again, I'm picking up on an energy that there was movement towards a deepening commitment, a moving in together. Maybe, you know, again, if this is a job, there may have been talk about, hey, let's talk again after. All of a sudden, all of these cards are coming out in reverse. The King of Pentacles being clarified by the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse. Six of Cups in reverse. And the Nine of Swords in the upright. Yeah, I am really picking up on an energy here of second chances. There's second chances here. You're balancing out your doubts in the situation. You need to gain clarity from this other person as to why there was stagnation. Why did things stop? Missed opportunities that are coming around for second chances. This King of Pentacles. All of this in reverse. If you're dealing with a King of Pentacles, he is working on not being focused only on the finances. Okay. This person may have been extremely traditional. No, it's more of an energy where I think this King of Pentacles in the past wanted to, or may have seemed like, or there was an opportunity to advance the relationships with commitments. You know, there may have been promises that they didn't deliver. And in this Saturn retrograde, they're looking at that. They're looking at that as a missed opportunity. Six of Cups. In reverse, I feel like without you, there was no happiness. And the person felt stuck. Yeah, I'm really picking up on an energy of a relationship that's definitely up for review. There's some form of a reconciliation or an apology coming in, and clarity about what that was all about. There was a break, there was stagnation, maybe even some ghosting that occurred. You know, I just pick up on an energy of you didn't understand why, and that clarity comes in, and then you begin to understand their side, their perspective. And in the communication, you guys can really, you have a chance to work it out. Now, this is different for everybody. So whether you work it out or not is up to you. I can't say if it's going to work out. I just know that you're gaining insight and clarity into the situation in order to make a decision whether you want to walk through that door or close that door. The purpose of spiritual evolution is to remove the blockages that cause you fear. And I think the blockage here is the lack of clarity. Okay, pile number 3. I'm sorry, that was pile number 1. Oh my God, it's late. I'm exhausted, guys. I'm so sorry. Moving on to pile number 2. This is my blue stone. Okay, astrology cards coming out. Card of Uranus. Card of Chiron. Well, Uranus always promises to expect the unexpected. advancements, technology, communication, higher communication. And Chiron always brings healing, understanding, not only healing the wound, but then taking the wisdom that you gained from that experience and applying it in a way in which you grow in compassion towards others. 3 of Roses, 2 of Roses, and the Queen of Scrolls. There's your communication. Coming out again as the Queen of Swords. May be an Aquarius. You may be an Aquarius or have Aquarius placements. Saturn being in Aquarius can be hitting your chart in a way that's giving you a great amount of clarity, similar to pile number 1. Okay. Wow. I like the card of Uranus here with Chiron, because this is healing. And I like the green coming out in this card. I feel like this person is stepping out of oppression and finding healing. Uranus being in Taurus now. Uranus seeks freedom. It does not like stagnation. It requires growth. It requires opening of the mind and a better understanding. And Uranus can also bring results in forms of technology, in advancements in science. If, and this is clearly not for all of you, but I'm just gonna, this is the first thing I'm seeing from this reading. If you are somebody who is waiting for news to conceive a child, I think you may get news over this retrograde period of how to do so. You know, if you are having a hard time struggling to conceive, now may be the time that science and technology steps in and can have the answers. If there's a health issue, again, Uranus can bring the advancements and the answers. It can definitely solve problems, and it could free you from the stress of it. Also, if you are somebody who is going through a lot of in vitro kind of hormone stuff, working on trying to conceive, you may conceive when you least expect it. Maybe when you let go of all of the planning, you know, if you're walking around with your app on your phone trying to look for what's the best time, it may be more successful to kind of let go of the resistance this month. But again, follow your instinct, because there's 2 separate messages there. You have to just be open with Uranus to opportunities. If you're talking to a doctor and they mention something quickly in passing, You may want to investigate it further. I think your instincts will serve you in this. Loving elementals, 3 of Roses, and this is why. There's no doubt that you're an element of healing, and that healing will come in waves, in bursts, as Uranus does. And this is a karma you're working through. Loving elementals, if you just look, guys, look. There's a baby. There's a baby surrounded by fairies next to water and big fluffy white clouds. And it just tells me that either you're tapping into a more youthful version of yourself, where you are free from worry, where you're able to be yourself, be in your authenticity. Uranus, you know, this is kind of like letting the freak flag fly, kind of just letting yourself out there, being yourself, not holding back. And I feel like you're being protected. I feel like this is such a beautiful and innocent energy to be in. 2 of Roses, winged messengers. So again, the element of communication coming in. Or you may deliver communication to someone, suddenly implanting an idea that brings them so much healing. But look, this is why I'm talking about being protected here. I want to explain it in the cards and what I'm seeing so you can understand. If there's an element of you that has a dream, maybe it is a baby. Maybe it's something creative. Maybe it's your own children that you're needing to protect at this time. If you're dealing with a health issue with a child, I think there's improvement. But the message here, and you see these little fairies down here surrounded in this light. And then there's a big bird surrounded in this light and an angel actually stepping over it. And there's 2 empty seats down here. And I feel like this energy of holding space. That you and the divine know that something is coming in to fill that empty space. But of course, there's a predator. There's someone honing in, coming down, and it might be feelings of uneasiness. Feelings like this is never going to happen. Fears creeping in, like people won't cooperate. People will not meet you in this energy. People will not meet you at this table. And all you have to do is fight the fears in your mind, because that's the only place that they exist. Look how protected you are. The divine is so ready to give this to you. Look at the emotions that are coming up and rising. There's again another level of communication, emotional communication coming up, emotional clarity and vision. I think that you're going to really understand something that lacked a lot of clarity in the last couple of months for you. And the Queen of Scrolls is another card of enlightenment and information. There could be a woman, this could be a doctor. You know, if you have a female OBGYN that comes in and is trying to help you, and she may have the answers to you being able to conceive. You may have the answers in being able to conceive by letting go, by controlling the fears in your mind and understanding that if you could hold space, if you could pretend in your heart like your dream already exists, it's already in fruition, if you could hold that space, that is all you need in order to manifest it. It is the power of your thoughts, and that's what you're realizing during this Saturn retrograde. Your oracle card. A wise person remains centered enough to let go every time the energy shifts into a defensive mode. The moment the energy moves, relax and release. Letting go means falling behind the energy instead of going into it. This is really about living in the moment and being grateful and allowing yourself to feel happy. There's an element of happiness that's really trying to break through an energy of diligence. You have the Queen of Swords. Again, Queen of Scrolls, Queen of Swords. I don't know, you're just coming out in an energy of knowing exactly what you want and taking action towards the creation of it. The vision that you have is the Two of Cups. Yeah. You may be looking at a relationship, at the coming together of two people. And the vision, having a vision that goes far behind the falling in love. The vision exceeds the now, and it asks you to step into an energy of planning, an energy of building. I'm sorry. I'm also picking up somebody who is gaining a lot of balance and understanding when and how other people's opinions serve you. Knowing when to cut out the opinions of others and to focus on the plan between you two. Now, I don't know, again, continuing the story, maybe you're hoping to conceive a child. And others around you are not supportive. Maybe you're worried that the other people around you won't be supportive of these ideas. Maybe you're worried that the person that you're looking at, the person that you're in love with, that you're connected to, a work partner of some sort, although I'm definitely picking up romantic vibes here, you may be worried that this person does not want to build with you. And you need to know that you have to let go of those fears. There's definitely things that you need to let go. 10 of Wands, there are burdens that you are carrying. Too many stresses. And that may be the blockages, and that you, if you are trying to conceive a child, if you're trying to heal an illness, if you're trying to, get your body and your health back on track, you realize that you have to let go of the stress, let go of the worries, and you have to make space. You're making space because you know what you desire is just about to come in. I'm really picking up on the final levels of blockages being removed, ultimately leading you to this place of victory. Look, guys, look at all of this fire at the end of this reading. This is where the desires really take form. This could be the movement of Mars into Pisces as Uranus is retrograde, forcing you to take action and to have communication and to make those plans and to express yourself and to express what you want and what your expectations are, because I think people are willing to meet you. And I think Saturn might be saying to you, there may have been a lot of times in your life in which you've had to hold space for the things that you wanted and needed that maybe others couldn't deliver to you. And now there's a return on that investment. Let's get a little bit of a better look into what this Three of Pentacles is. I want to know about this Three of Pentacles. And then we may ask about this Ten of Wands. What is the Three of Pentacles? Okay, let's take a look. There's a story here. Okay. Right away, out of the gate, you have a vision to come together with somebody. And this person may be withholding an offer to help, an offer to participate, but it's coming. There's communication about it. There's communication over the lack of a foundation, a lack of an offer, a lack of clarity. Yeah. And the wounded warrior, it's taking action even though you're afraid, even though you're unsure. It's a communication that has to be started now. Even if you're afraid of the answers, you know, if you have a vision, you want to come together and you want to discuss this with someone, but you're holding back and the energy simply can't hold itself back much longer, you will be forced to have those conversations about your future, about what you want to invest in, about what you want to build. And this Ten of Wands, what you're letting go of, oppression. You're letting go of what holds you back, whatever's making you feel oppressed. If this is an addiction, if this is negative thinking, if it's a job or a situation that's too heavy, I feel like in letting go, you're making space for this next thing to step in. The Star card in reverse. You're holding yourself back. The current energy is that you're holding yourself back from so much potential because of fears and because of doubts and because you don't, I feel like there might be a level of not having the confidence. And you have to let go of that side of you, that voice in your head that says, don't say anything because you're not good enough. Don't make the offer because it may not be reciprocated. I feel like you're stepping in an energy where it no longer matters what the outcome is. But you need to know the truth. And that's what comes. No longer being able to carry the burden of not knowing. And then the communication comes. Let's see if I have Spirit. What do you want to tell us about this Three of Wands? What is this Three of Wands, Spirit? Three of Wands and the Six of Wands. Ooh. Okay, I'm not going to take those. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. This energy here, waiting for victory. The victory will come after you've released. Oh my, wait a second. Let me take a look at this energy. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This victory comes as soon as you relinquish the burdens. And the longer you wait to let this go, the universe isn't going to let you enter this new beginning until you relinquish what's old, what's outdated, what can't come across. It's, you know, something has to be released here. And you're going to continue to wait and wait until it gets released. And what you're releasing is the need for an apology. What you're trying to release is the fear of making an emotional offer. Victory comes once you release this and allow your emotions to get exposed, to be vulnerable, to speak your emotional truth. You are withholding your real feelings for somebody. That's what's happening. And as soon as you let go of the fears, I think you find out they want you too, that they want the stability too, that they think that you are their King of Pentacles. This Queen of Swords thinks that you are their King of Pentacles. Moon card in reverse. By opening up the emotional dialogue, no more secrets, no more being in the unknown. You have to get rid of this. You know, you have to enter where everybody knows where they stand emotionally, where their feelings are. And the Knight of Pentacles energy in reverse. Yeah, conquering that stagnation, the fear of making an offer. Once you get over that, you know, this being this reading of communication, it's just once you're able to stand firm in who you are, and it doesn't matter what the outcome is anymore, you just speak your emotional truth, overcoming all of this fear that you have that it may not be, you know, reciprocated, that they may not feel the same way back towards you. Right now you're protecting yourself because you're so afraid of getting hurt again. And you have to let go of that. You have to know that you're entering new cycles now, and that maybe this relationship, if the other relationships didn't heal you, this one did. This one will. It will heal you. This will be the solid commitment. This is a really beautiful energy, and if this isn't a child that you're trying to conceive, This is an energy of a relationship that's just kind of being born. And it's meant to be. You two are meant to come together, and the divine is protecting you so much at this time. It's protecting this union. It's helping you each heal and work out that mental anguish and fears so that you can come together. This is really beautiful. There's truth and communication coming out, and it's really beautiful. Definitely a coming together of two people here. Ooh, I've got goosebumps. It's really nice. Maybe there are babies coming. And, you know, if that's not something you're ready for right now, just protect yourself. Just protect yourself. Maybe, you know, this is a union coming in because later you're meant to do that. And something wonderful will come of it. Wow, I got goosebumps everywhere from that one. I'm so excited that Spirit let me do that. Okay, moving on to pile number 3. Heart chakra stuff. As if that last reading wasn't heart chakra enough. Oh, loving this energy. Okay. Astrology cards. Saturn return, age, 5th house, creativity. Wow, a lot of duality in these 2 cards here. Saturn, and let's just note that this card is completely green, much like your stone that you picked. And 5th house, creativity. Saturn return is what happens when we have to make a commitment, when we have to work hard, when we have to take on more responsibility. And the 5th house represents our creativity, where we like to play, where we find pleasure. Also rules our children. And here you are coming out as the Queen of Roses in the Akashic Tarot. Next to a King of Keys. And the 2 of Forces, the Willow. Right here, top of the line, I'm just feeling like it's time. It is time for something that you love, something that you desire to be built. It's time for you to move towards what you truly want. Oh, that's right. This is a deck. 2 of these cards came out together, 2 of these oracle cards, so I'll read them both to you. I tried to separate them, and they were like really stuck together, so I thought, okay, there's a message there Spirit wants me to share. Temperance, 9 of Swords, tempering the anxiety. Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, 9 of Cups, and the Emperor. Wow. Yeah. Wow, you're taking charge. All right, let's get into this. I'm seeing a couple different scenarios within this reading right now. Saturn return and 5th house, creativity. Much like the second pile, I am picking up on an element here of, if you are looking to conceive a child, you may be starting to feel as though time is of the essence. It may be now or never. Your biological clock may be ticking and you feel as though you're running out of time. That's just one scenario, guys. You may also feel like you're up against this, you know, a need to have your solid day-to-day job that brings in the income, and you have to choose between a solid foundation or going after maybe a less guaranteed form of income, but something that you really truly love. You know, fifth house is where we could get lost in our pleasures. We can get lost in our enjoyment. This could be art, entertainment, you know, anything that relies on an element of creativity. Queen of Roses, and the way that she's coming out. She's staring right at this fifth house. This is why I'm saying I'm seeing this almost as a child, as wanting to conceive a child. Maybe you're getting to the point in your life where you know you want to take things to the next level. You may have conquered things on a career level, and now you want to move into something more creative or more desirable. This could also be where you're letting go. Where you're letting go of the need to be so responsible and so reliable to others. The caretaker, the provider, you know, the symbol of security for the other people in your life. And you're wanting to move into an area of more freedom, like a renewed youth within you, finding yourself again, finding, yeah, absolutely, coming into yourself again. And the Queen of Roses, oh, she's just so beautiful. And she's staring, she's holding a rose. Now, flowers are always a sign of fertility, right? It's what we want to grow. And it's a representation of what we desire. The roses around her are all red. But the rose in her hand is pink, and it's kind of the same tone of color as her crown, what's lighting up her crown chakra, which means there may be ideas flowing to you now. Enlightenment, compassion, having compassion towards what you truly desire. And the King of Keys suggests that there is something or someone headed your way that's leading you into the direction that you want to go. Now, it's kind of funny because her back is turned to him. So either you don't know this person that's coming in, or you don't see where they're taking you. You may be ignoring. You might be ignoring it. You might not be seeing the signs. You may not be seeing the signs because you're lost in stress in this Nine of Cups. But there is a direction that you're being led to. And it leads you right to the Willow. Two of Forces. Oh, God, I love this card. It's a decision. Twos are always decisions. It's always a crossroads between what do you want to choose. Queen of Roses, King of Keys, if these are two characters, one that operates from a place of desire and creativity and manifestation. This is really beautiful energy. And then there's the King of Keys. This is somebody that could kind of give life to your vision, you know? This person wants to unlock the doors for this to grow. If you are wanting a child, the person or the partner you want to have them with may be getting on the same page as you with that Two of Forces and the Willow, meaning that they're heading towards wisdom. They're starting to see what you see. They're starting to understand the vision, and they're willing to take you there. I don't know, I'm being so called to the colors of pink. Just reminds me of innocence and children, and enlightenment and divinity, wisdom coming in from your higher being. If you look in the sky around her, there's a pink, like a really pretty sunset. And he also has that here. And each card, it gets a little bit deeper and a little more profound. There's freedom, there's movement, there's enlightenment, there's growth, there's so much fertility here. Your oracle cards. Come to know the one who watches the voice, and you will come to know one of the great mysteries of creation. This is all about manifesting. This is all about getting control of your thoughts. Fortunately, deep within us, there is a direct connection to the divine. I'm picking up on an energy here of a braveness of asking for what you want, of going after what you desire. And that the only thing holding you back from attaining that in which you want is your belief that you don't deserve it, or that you haven't earned it, or that you haven't worked hard enough for it. The only thing holding you back from getting exactly what you want is your self-doubt. Temperance. Nine of Swords. Yeah. There's divine timing at play, just like I said with that Saturn card. There is timing. There's divine timing, and you cannot push or rush what the universe is trying to deliver. You have to relinquish your control. Because your thoughts, I don't feel like they're big enough for what the universe wants to give you. And until you start to think bigger, the universe is just going to make you wait. And that gets real tricky, because the longer you wait, the more doubt creeps in. But that doubt and that fear, which causes you to stay stagnant, you start to reassess that energy. You start to realize where that gets you. where stepping into the Nine of Swords thought processes gets you. The good news is you're at the end of a cycle in the way that your thoughts affect you. And you realize where, Seven of Pentacles, you realize what your energy should be invested in. Your energy is much better invested in going after what you desire, what comes easy to you, what you love. If you're unhappy with a job situation, you need to drop the job. You need to look at your finances for sure. Organize your finances and make a plan so that you could walk away from what holds you back and create what serves your heart. Now remember, this is heart chakra opening. The Ace of Wands is connected to the Nine of Cups. It's your wish fulfillment. It's right here. It's right here, and you're not looking at it. You're not looking at it because you're looking at all of the things that you don't have, all of the things that you're not satisfied with. Be real careful with this energy, pile number 3, because you are starting to quickly learn how quickly your thoughts can manifest. If you're putting negativity out in the world, like if you get up in the morning and you stub your toe and the whole day just starts to spiral out of control. And then maybe the next day you wake up on time, maybe even a little bit early, you have extra time, you're not feeling stressed, and it creates the knowledge that when you step into things from a good energy, from an energy of what you love instead of an energy of resentment or negativity, that the environment is so dense that those thoughts come right back to you. So if you're running late on your way to work and you keep thinking, oh man, just watch, there'll be a traffic jam. Well then, yeah, there's going to be a traffic jam. But in the same token, if you wake up one morning and you say, you know what, this is going to be the best day ever, I'm going to finally finish that project. Well then you set your intentions and you focus on that intention and you see it through. So this is all about how you're investing your energy. And that if you're investing your energy in thoughts that don't serve you, you're going to come out feeling unsatisfied. And that you need to turn around and see what's being handed to you right now, because this is right around the corner. Look at right underneath this King of Keys and the Willow is the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Emperor. It's taking control. It's taking control of your desires and what you want out of this lifetime, taking action and making it happen. The Emperor will always make it happen. Let's pull a couple cards for this Nine of Wands energy. What are you stressed about? I think you may just be stressed that something's taking too long to come in. I'm going to be careful with creating an element of resistance. And practice detachment. Yeah. Hanged Man. It's like either you or somebody else is not making a decision. Not knowing what you want. Not trusting yourself and not going after what you truly love. That's all of this. The longer you continue these behaviors, the longer you're going to stay here in this dissatisfied energy. What behaviors? This behavior. The behavior of waiting for something else to happen. The Hanged Man waiting for enlightenment from others. Not being able to make a decision because you feel like you don't have enough information. Yeah. Again, not knowing what you want. There's a door that's open to you and you're not taking it. You're not seeing it clearly. Knight of Wands in reverse. You may actually... Knight of Wands in reverse, King of Cups in reverse. You're ignoring what you truly want, and you're not controlling your emotions. You gotta stay in grace. You gotta stay in levels of humility. You have to have compassion for others, and you have to have forgiveness for others. If you're waiting on this King of Keys, I think they're working through some stuff just like you are. What is the Seven of Pentacles and this Ace of Wands? Spirit, talk to me about this Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, you know exactly what you want. King of Wands next to the Queen of Wands next to the King of Wands in reverse. There's a lack of motivation or a lack of somebody making an offer. There's a fear of unreciprocated passion. Maybe a fear that your plans or what you want and desire are not the same. Maybe if you're with somebody and you're worried that you want two different things. Look at this. It's just repeating the energy in reverse. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. You have to, first of all, pay attention to your money. Pay attention to your investments. King of Swords in reverse and the Emperor in reverse. Yeah. What is the deal here? You're blocking things. You're blocking this from happening. This is all repeated energy. Wow. This is kind of crazy. It's just stuck energy, guys. It's stuck energy because you won't express what you want. You're not communicating what you want. I feel like it's two people that actually want the same thing, but they don't even know it. The divine knows it. The divine knows it, and they're patiently waiting for you two to catch up. Talk to me about the Emperor. Talk to me about this Emperor. What is this Emperor energy at the end of the reading? Oh, goodness gracious. Look at this. The Emperor, it's making a judgment call. Detaching yourself from the outcome. Gaining control so that you could rebalance. Page of Wands. 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, okay. This Emperor is gaining control over your flow. and over your desires. Like this Eight of Pentacles is just putting in the work. It's putting in the work in order to get what you desire. And that you'll have clarity. And that the Sun, you know, happiness, vulnerability, as soon as you allow yourself to be vulnerable, things are going to work out. You're protecting yourself with this Nine of Cups in reverse. You're protecting yourself, and you got to get over it. You got to get control over the thoughts in your head that tell you that maybe this is too good to be true. You know, the divine's trying to bring it to you, and you're like, no, that can't be. That can't be it. That can't be it. And it's like you two aren't even understanding each other. But you both want the same thing, but neither of you are willing to be vulnerable. I feel a lot of passion here, a lot of desire for each other, but a lack of allowing the emotions to come in order to understand what you truly want from each other. This is going to be an exciting Saturn retrograde for you guys. Ultimately, I do feel like you'll come together. You'll have your wish fulfillment. But you have to understand that you can't control the situation. You can't control how other people feel about you. You do have to communicate. You do have to tell them how you feel. You two are mirroring each other. He's not telling you how he feels. You're not telling him how you feel. And the divine is going, hey guys, it's all ready. It's all on the table for you. It's all right in front of you. You could have whatever it is you want. The timing is right, so don't mess it up. It's time. It's just time for you to come together. Remove the emotional blocks. Both of you together, if this is two people that are already together and you're working on conceiving a child, don't make it so much about the work. Go back to just enjoying it, you know, if you have to take a couple months off. And then just allow yourself to enjoy each other without such high expectations. Again, Venus is squaring Neptune during her retrograde as well, telling me that the more in the flow we are and allowing the divine to kind of do their thing and take a step back and just let it happen. And be willing to go with the flow. Be willing to talk about your emotions. Be willing to be vulnerable with each other. Things will kind of happen naturally from there. This is a beautiful reading. I really feel like all three piles, man, once we get into September, it's all systems go. We're all on the right page. We all know what we desire and want. And then it's in the September to December period when Saturn meets up with Jupiter in Aquarius. Jupiter finally gets out of the restrictions of Capricorn and can begin to deliver the blessings again. Those blessings are coming, but you have to do the work now. You have to be true to who you are and what you want and stand up for it and say it and communicate it with other people. And then it just sort of happens. All right, guys. I really hope this is a wonderful week. I'll be checking in again next Monday with the energies. We might do some work with Jupiter. I'm not sure yet. But until then, take a break. Take care of yourself. This is not marathon energy. It's slow and steady and getting to know the new environments we're building for ourselves. I wish you guys the best of luck. I'll see you next week. Bye.